This week on Fish Ed, Jon reveals a guide-tested secret system for spinning up feisty weedbed walleye when the wind dies down and the fish play hard to catch.
There he is. Ooh, that one looks like a good fish. Yeah, it feels like a way better fish. Gotten some small ones. I tell you, this is one of those days where you realize partway into your day, you're just gonna have to work at it. Because here's the thing, without wind, a lot of times these fish in lakes that they relate to the weeds, it just is going to be a little bit more of a grind. Now here's the deal, really nice walleye. Here's the deal, you can still catch them. All I've done, I've slid out just a little, not much. I started the day fishing a lot of 7 foot. I've worked my way into more of this 8.5 to 9. Great walleye. I'm just on the edge of the weeds. I mean, right there. I'm painting the trail right down the edge. The other thing I've done is I sped up a little bit. Okay, I'm cruising along. Let's see here. I see the... Okay, he did get himself unhooked. I just didn't want to get hooked. Great keeper size walleye. But here's the thing. That's the first good keeper size fish we've gotten today. I've gotten some small ones, but what's happening here is finding these fish and getting them to be aggressive is a little bit harder. I drove around, I looked a little bit deeper. I thought, well, maybe we'll slide out into 20 feet and do a pass with bottom bouncers. So I've got another rod rigged up, but that walleye right there, he's still in the weeds. And that's the tricky part of this. Because here's the thing, it's not always just the solution being just move out deeper. A lot of times those fish are still in the weeds, it's just without the wind, they're not active. So what you gotta do is find a few ways to get them active and maybe slide just a little bit. There's a good chance, I mean, the weed line's right here, 10 feet away from me. There's a good chance I pulled that fish out because I'm flying along, I sped it up, I'm cruising along just outside of the weed edge, and I grabbed his attention, got him to come out. You're still gonna be able to catch fish in this scenario, you just gotta work at it. Try a few different things and keep working at it. Today's a better day for pontooning than it is for fishing in a lot of scenarios. And I say that because I've just had a few pontoons go by and I'm dealing with their boat wake right now. But man, I'll tell you, you can still get them and we're still gonna get them today. We're just gonna work at it and we're gonna find a way to get them and we're gonna find that exact area where we need to be to make them bite. There's one. Ooh, that feels like a good fish. Yep, that's a good fish. You know what? Starting to get this dialed in now. It's just about being a little bit further off the weeds, a little bit deeper, and these fish haven't ventured far. Even without the wind, they're still really close. They have not ventured far at all. But what they have done is slid out just a couple of feet. I mean, it's minimal, but that couple feet's making a big difference. Oh, that feels like a really good fish. Let's just take it real easy here. Oh yeah, really nice walleye. Really nice fish. I can see him down there. Let's just not lose him. It's kind of one of those deals where you know when you hook up a good one in this clear water, that's gonna happen when they get toward the surface. They're really gonna get wound up on you. And this fish, he's wound up. He's a good one. He's a really nice walleye. I just slowed the boat down a bit. I'm zipping right along. I mean, I'm running 1.3, 1.4, you know, I'm moving to grab their attention. So a couple things are happening. One, these fish might be, oh geez, come here. That was close. These fish might be just starting to bite a little bit better. You know, sometimes you've got to take into account that that might be the case. They might just be starting to bite a little bit better, but I'm going to tell you, I do believe that it's a combination of the adjustments we've made here. And those adjustments being speed it up a little bit and move out just a couple of feet. And maybe it's got to do with lengthening that crawler out too, because that seems to be making a difference too. But all these little things, I can't tell you exactly which one it is. But look at that, another great fish. If it's any one of those, I'm gonna keep doing it, because here's the thing, all of a sudden we're catching fish. I'm seeing boats running all over. People are just not catching. It's a hard day to catch fish today. But all of a sudden, we're getting it dialed in. Awesome fish. Take those all day long. Holy smokes, there we go. There's one right there. Ooh, that feels like a really good fish. Ooh, I wonder if that's a walleye. Man, let's slow this thing down. I don't know, that might be a pike. The way he's fighting, I'll tell you in a minute. he's definitely in no hurry to come in. But then again too, you know, sooner or later you just gotta believe you're gonna latch into a really good eye. I'm just slowing the boat down here. We'll just bring it to a crawl and see if we can just fight this fish all the way home. I think we got a pretty good fish here. Now I'm starting to think it's a walleye. Now I don't think it's a pike. Now I think we got a good walleye. Just the way he's acting now would tell me we got ourselves a pretty good walleye here. This lake we're on, I mean, this is a highly recreational lake. I mean, there's pontoons all around me. There's a lot going on here that is not necessarily conducive. Ooh, big walleye, big walleye. That's not necessarily some of this conducive to what you would think for walleye fishing. But I'll tell you what, there is a lot of fish, really nice walleye here. Look at this one, big fat one. But there are opportunities to catch these fish, and they're so overlooked, especially on bodies of water like this, because people can't find them as easily with their graph. And I've always said that's one of the biggest keys to weed walleyes, is understanding that what you're looking for isn't necessarily always the fish on your graph, as much as you're looking for weeds, you're looking for that spot, you're looking for that edge, you're looking for those things. Your sonar is still equally important as it was when you're looking for fish in deep water. But man, when you're out in this shallow water, fishing weed edges, you're not gonna see fish as often. So what I'm using my sonar for is to find the right spot. This is a Little Joe walleye spinner, and what's so cool about this is it's pre-tied, it's all set to go. I've chosen this color today. I'm using chartreuse and gold. I really like having some of these colors that have some flash, especially when the sun's out and there's not a bunch of wave action, because I think that flash can add a lot. But this is about 1.5 foot long snell. It's already tied with the loop. It's a really simple deal. And the reason I'm not using the crawler harness today is because I'm only using a half a crawler. I'm pinching that crawler off, I'm shortening him up. So what I'm doing is just threading him right on that minnow hook. And it just works great. You toss that thing back there, all I'm doing is casting back out behind the boat. I got a 3/16 ounce sinker on there, and I'm just casting it back there. There he is. I don't know if this one's as big. Well, I don't know. Now he's feeling a little bit bigger. Sometimes you'll get fooled with spinners because they'll start coming at you. And when they're coming at you, well, it's a good walleye, good eater size fish. This water is so clear that I can see these fish from a ways back. Now I'm gonna give you a little tip because it's made a difference today. Number one, you know, some of the things I've done, good little eater size fish. Look at that, 14 incher. 14 incher to wrap up the day. I'm gonna give you one more little tip though that made a big difference for me here. I have just moved far enough out where my thought process is, yeah, that's another great eater size fish. We'll wrap it up with him. But here's the thing. I've moved out just far enough where I can no longer look over the side and see bottom. Okay, so in that 7 feet of water, I don't know for sure if it's really bottom in this calm water or if it's the bottom base of the weeds. But here's what I do know. I could see a lot of the structure down there, which is weeds, okay? I'm thinking I was seeing all the way down to the bottom. As soon as I slid out, I didn't necessarily go out to 20 feet of water right away. I was thinking about it and I actually talked about it, but I ended up not doing it. I just started working out incrementally. Here's one of the biggest differences about where I'm at right now. I can't see bottom anymore. All of a sudden, I've hit that water clarity point. We're looking over the side with my polarized glasses. I can't see down anymore. And I don't know for sure if that's what the fish are using on their way out, but I've moved out far enough to just get away from the fish being able to see the boat. A lot of times that can make a big difference. Go out and put some of these things together, and I'm gonna tell you something. You can still catch fish on days like today where it's flat, calm, where the jet skiers and the pontoons are everywhere. And you can do it on lakes where people wouldn't expect it. You can do it on lakes where it's weed choked. Those walleyes are still here. You just gotta find them and put some of these tips to use and you'll be able to do it.